Okay, so today I want to talk about Legion farming. Now, this is going to be something that's just going to be fun, something a little bit different, something that allows you to stay in tier 16s, and overall something that I've personally just been having a really good time with. I did a bunch of curation, I did a bunch of barrel and go recently, and honestly, this Legion farming has been out of this world. And I say that, and I don't mean like it's been like the best divine per hour, but I mean like it's fun. It's genuinely a lot of fun. I did Legion at the beginning of the league, and I'm revisiting Legion now for two reasons. One, I have a BV Explode character, so it makes Legions a lot of fun. And two, this is now a Scarab. I'm sure people have played with this, I'm sure people have tried this, but I finally had the opportunity to mess around with it. And the fact that I can like do infinite Legion is crazy. Pretty much what this says is when you pop a Legion and the mobs spawn and they're all in stasis, every time you kill them, they can come back. You know, they go back into stasis, and you can kill them and 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 kill them. And you know your build is working when you kill them so many times that they just kill you when they come out. Because every time that you pop them out of stasis, they get a little bit harder and a little bit stronger and a little bit harder and a little bit stronger, and they get more rewards and more rewards and more rewards. And I was talking with another BV enthusiast, Mr. Chronic Painless, and he was like, your build is good when you suffer from success and you can't kill the mobs anymore. And I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to try. So we're just we're doing a very simple, we're just stacking legions. So we have two Legion Scarabs here. We have a Legion Scarab here for 5 additional sergeants, and we have the Legion Scarab here to break out of stasis. No, I'm not sure if 5 additional sergeants is the right play or not for this strategy versus having an additional legion, so 3 legions plus the Eternal Conflict. I'm also not sure as a BV enjoyer right now with Headhunter if I want to use the Nemesis Scarab for more BV stacks faster, just simply due to the fact that how hard and how fast and how juicy these maps get. So I've been experimenting. I took this out, I put this in, I took this out, I put this in, I took this out, I put this in, and I'm really kind of experimenting with the best way to do this, and I'm not honestly too sure. This leaves a lot of room for you guys to experiment with. There's probably a world where a 3rd Legion is better, but I don't know if having the 5 additional sergeants with loot over their head because of how many times you break them out is better. It definitely requires some more testing, and I would definitely encourage you guys to, if you try this and want to try this, give this a go. And if you figure it out or you have ideas or theories, please leave them in the comment section down below. I do read the comments. I do try to respond to as many of you guys as I can, and I would love to hear some of your thoughts. Otherwise, come by the Discord, and if you have some really cool tech with this or you want to talk about it, the Discord is insanely active. We have a wonderful POE channel. I encourage you guys, there's a link in the description down below to come on over and share your ideas. Or if you have another really cool tier 16 strat that you want to talk about, then, you know, it's a great place to talk about it. But as far as an Atlas tree goes, I've been just pretty much doing something really basic. I put a lot of points into Delirium alongside of Legion. Delirium simply due to the fact that I'm playing with Headhunter, and I would like a lot of Headhunter buffs. Having Headhunter buffs is really good, and Delirium just gives you a lot of extra mobs, a little bit of extra quant and rarity and stuff like that. And it just makes getting the chain of Headhunter buffs really, really, really nice and, you know, really rolling. I take all of the map modifier effect nodes. These make 8-mod maps a little bit difficult. These make some of the maps a little bit crazy. If your build can do the Legion and break out the Legion, but the map modifiers get to be a little too much, you can scale them down a little bit. I wouldn't really scale them down, but, you know, it's something you can do. I also have altars. I take blue altars for the quant and rarity and the off chance that I hit a divine altar. I still think there's a world where red altars are probably better due to the fact that chaos is in high demand this league, but you should do altars that you personally prefer. I know me personally, if I ever, and I say this all the time, if I ever do another set of red altars and get hit by a meteor or have chaos damage take down and insta kill me, I'm going to lose my mind. But outside of that, you know, we take some of the standard, you know, we have the Scarab nodes, so we have less common varieties. We have more, you know, rare modifiers, have more Scarabs. More Scarabs are found. We take all the quant and rarity nodes. And as far as the Legion goes now, we're taking 100% chance for Legion so that we have an additional Legion on our map. We get 1 Legion here, 2 Legion here, 3 Legion from the Atlas tree, and 4 Legions from selecting Atlas or selecting Legion on the Atlas device. We're taking this node so that we contain additional sergeants. Legion sergeants in your maps have a 20% chance to have rewards. This is why we have this, so that we have 7 sergeants and they have rewards or have the opportunity for more rewards. We take these nodes for increased duration, and they take increased damage while in stasis. These nodes are all really, really, really important. You want them to take increased damage while they're in stasis, and you want to make sure that they stay in stasis and have additional rewards on them. Otherwise, we take the chance for Timeless Emblems to drop as a whole. Timeless Emblems dropping as a whole, it's good. It's not bad. It's something that you can experiment with. Currently, with the way that I have things, I don't really pick up a lot of the individual splinters. A lot of the splinters aren't really worth too crazy much. You'll notice if we go over to our fragment tab and we look at the overall timeless emblems at the time of recording, these emblems are 33 to a divine. These once again are like 30 to a divine. The reds, 20 to a divine. The greens are the most expensive. They're 6 and 7 to divines, and the yellows are not very expensive. They're about 10 to a divine. There's a scarab that people are using for yellow ones to get yellows, but I have it set up to get Mariketh and Templar. I'm actually heavily contemplating taking this node out and just maximizing this node to just be a Templar army, simply due to the fact that like Mariketh's kind of whatever, but Mariketh's still pretty good, and I get a lot of Mariketh. And then overall, you know, we just want to take as many of the extra nodes to get, you know, war hordes and stuff like that. And then over here, we have, once again, just more chests, more Legion dupe with the splinters, more splinters, more splinters, more splinters. Pretty much the Alice tree in itself is very basic. As far as running the maps go, I've been doing some 8-mod maps. I have a bunch of 8-mod maps. Sometimes they get really hard. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're like 50-50. I suggest when you do your maps, and we can do a map now, and I can show you guys, you should take your maps and you should chisel and corrupt them if you want, or to the hardest ability that you can do as a player. Anything essentially with high pack size, high quantity is always going to be better. So we'll actually like run this map instead of the map that I have planned. Come on over to the map device. We put our scarabs in. We make sure that we're on the right Atlas tree for Legion, and we come down here and we add an additional Legion encounter. Okay, this, and then go. As far as your lantern mods go, you probably always want to do the things that you've been doing. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to meat sack this guy. I have a meat sack. I don't know if I'm supposed to meat sack. I'm going to meat sack this guy. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I'm going to do it. But if you get chance like this one you'd put Anarchy. If this wasn't Jeweler's Orbs and this was Chaos Orbs, I'd put Anarchy on this one. All right, let's go. Let's get blown up by meat sacks. The Delirium is going to be infinite, which is really nice, and overall we just have a really nice explodey build. We'll come back and we'll loot later. There is an argument that when you're doing this farm that you should clear the map first and get all of the altars first. I've never been a fan of doing that. I usually like to just kind of like hit the legions as I go. That's just been a me thing. I encourage you guys, if you're looking for the best way to min-max what we're doing is to get the altars first and then go into doing all of the league mechanics. It doesn't hurt to do that. It's also the reason why we're doing Jungle Valley. Jungle Valley's boss on the map doesn't spawn in, so you'll never get altars that'll give you boss mods. So they'll always be like quant, rarity, this, that, and they'll always be really good altars for stuff that you essentially want. Hey, look, it's the meat sack. All right, let's see. Let's look around really quick. We'll come back for him. Make sure there's no more altars. I have this feeling I'm going to hit the Legion. The Legion's going to start. I'm going to insta-die, and then somebody in the comments is going to be like, LOL, XD, nice build, XDD. And I'm going to be like, no, don't yell at me. Please. All right, let's get this. And then you can see that just the chains of explosions over and over as the mobs keep coming in and out of stasis. Now you see we have a nice little pack of mobs over here, and then we can kill them over and over and over and over. And every time we kill them, we have the opportunity to add more and more and more and more and more loot. You see this one mob down here has 3 reward tiles on it already. This mob up here, 3 reward tiles. That mob, 3 reward tiles. And you see it's just, it's not the craziest, the best loot. Like, you're not going to get tier 17 back to basic crazy juice loot, but you're getting a lot of things that you can pick up, a lot of things that you can eventually move. And overall, like, I was seeing a divine every other map. Every 2 maps I was seeing a divine. You find a lot of things that are worth currency. You find a lot of ritual, or a lot of scarabs. You get a lot of really interesting synthesized items. You can find pretty cool synth stuff. You get a lot of scarabs. There's just, you know, tons and tons of stuff that you can get. If you're a fan of stacked decks, you'll get tons of stacked decks. You'll get incubators. The only incubators right now that I'm worrying about are incubators that are giving me currency. So your innate incubators. I'm worrying about the diviners incubators, and you just get a lot of them, like a whole ton of them. Okay. And you can see these mobs. You see how those mobs are just like not dying because they were broken out of stasis so many times. Check the belts really quick. There's a full emblem. You saw we had a couple full emblems earlier too. And I think there's one more Legion on the bottom of this map. For some fractured stuff, you get some cluster jewels you could pick up. There's a lot of stuff in this farm. Originally, when I like first thought about doing it and trying it out, people were like, "Oh, it's fun. You should give it a shot." I was like, "It doesn't sound too good. It just seems pretty medium." But the more I started doing it, and the more I started playing with it, and the more I started like, "Look at that! It's so cool!" The more it's just been really good. I've talked to a few people that have done it. A bunch of people have gotten some really good stuff doing this. So it could be something to look into, something to try, something to think about. You know, if you're bored of your like your current tier 16 and you're looking for something else, I encourage you to try it. I've been having an absolute blast with it. Also, if you don't die like I do, you do get experience. So it could be a fun way to level up. Though the Legion mobs do get a little tanky, they do get a little difficult, so let me not hide that from you. And if you are going to do the stasis breakout, you probably want to build that is a little bit stronger. Like I said, these mobs, you know, after you break them out 4 or 5 times, just like doing a Legion encounter, they get very difficult. But if you have a nice explodey build, like I think a build that would be really good would probably be like an EK Ignite. Explode BV would be really good. Remembering to put on my Explode would also be really good. I think you'll be in a, you know, a relatively good spot to explore the farm in itself. We should go get that general while we have Headhunter buffs. Is this him? No. Where's the general? Did he die? Oh, here he is. Nice. Nice. Awesome. Very cool. The only bad side about this build with doing this farm, it's a lot of loot, and the character itself is a little slow to run around. I feel like I'm suffering from success. The farm's also really good too. You see we got a nice tier 17 map. You get a lot of little bubblegum currencies. I'm actually going to remove these off the filter when we're done. You get breach rings if you're doing breach rings, lots of little chaos, and overall in itself, it's not a bad farm. The only scarab when doing this farm that costs is a little bit of expensive is the stasis scarab. The stasis scarab, when I bought them earlier, they were about 15 to a divine. The rest of the scarabs are like 1C each. Ish. You get like 200 of each of them for like next to nothing. And you find, like I said, like the farm in itself just pays for itself 10 times over. You're never really going to lose money doing this. The thing that you are probably going to lose is like you don't have like the curation stuff, right? Like you're not looking for tons and tons of like juice or stuff, but there's a bunch of really good stuff that falls out of it. Like I said, it's not going to be the best money per hour strategy. It's not going to be the craziest strat that you can do with a league, but it is something that's not tier 17. It's something that will net you a positive income. It's something that you can do if you have a good character for, and overall, like, it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun. There's something really satisfying about like opening a Legion and just blowing it up and blowing it up and blowing it up. And you see too, you get a lot of stuff, like just a lot of like Mariketh splinters, a lot of chaos orbs, a lot of different scarabs, fossils, incubators. So it's pretty good. Now, if you want the filter that I'm using, the Harby Farm filter, I'm going to rename it more than likely. The filter can be found on my profile. You can go to my profile. I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to copy the filter and follow it, you're more than welcome. with any filter that you're going to follow, please keep something in mind. The filter is subject to change at any given point. I highly encourage you guys to make a copy of the filter and edit it yourselves. You could pull my profile on Filter Blade. You could save the filter like that and make a copy of it, because at any given point, I'm going to be like, man, I don't ever want to see these random jewelers anymore, and I might remove them. But yeah, that's about it. I think I've done enough yapping. I think I've definitely done enough yapping. Oh, look, America Splinter. You see there's multiple reward tiles there. 32 American Splinters. It adds up, man. You get the splinters so fast. You really, really, really do. You know, I was, like I said, I've said it 100 times. I was really skeptical when I started doing this. I didn't think it was going to be that great of a farm. I thought it was going to be very mediocre. I thought it was going to be something that I could like only do for a couple of maps and then swap over. But I've been just constantly, even now, like doing it, talking to you guys about it, like I've just been blown away. It's just fun, man. It's just fun. Our inventory's full. Okay, cool. I'll come back and loot the rest of this when I'm done. But I've done, that was map number 14 for me. And in 14 maps, I've gotten this many. I'm like telling you guys, I got 24 Maricaps, 9 Templars, 13 Vals, 13 Crews, and 21 Eternals. So you get like, these stack up really fast. So I've gotten 108 stack decks. I have all of these incubators still to go through, and you get a lot of really cool stuff. Honestly, you really do. I didn't have any fossils. I've been getting tons of fossils. I've gotten 3 of these so far, which has been quite wild. So yeah, it adds up, and it adds up super quick. And like I said, it might not be the farm for everybody, but I have definitely, without a doubt, been enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. I really encourage you guys to try it. And if you do try it and you do like it, you got to let me know. If you hate it and you want to try something else, or you have a suggestion for me to try something else, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. For now, though, I'm going to loot the rest of this map, and I'm probably going to run a couple more of these maps. I'll see you guys in the next one.